Hey guys and gals, this is Cal from Dirty Weasel, and this is kind of an informal update about what's going on with Skyrim Short Stories, my mod setup, and kind of discuss a few issues. It's just going to be me talking for the most part, but I wanted to show you what I've been up to. Skyrim Short Stories is going to be coming back, and I wanted to set up Skyrim Special Edition to handle it because it's so much more stable. It's very pretty looking, but I had issues with some mods not being available due to the lack of SKSE. But I wanted to show you some of the workarounds and things that I've gotten back to, get the game up and running. Now, let's talk about Skyrim Short Stories first. It's not going to be the same as it was. It's not going to be a story-driven role play because I don't have a lot of the tools to help me with production of making the shorts and the clips and to try and, create a cinematic type feel. It's going to be much more informal. I think the storytelling that we're going to be trying to do is important, and I think that a lot of the mods and quests and different things will be still explained, and you'll still experience them, but it's not going to be quite the same format. I won't be taking on the role of Sartorius from a vocal or role play aspect, except in his decisions, but it'll be more informal. I'll still talk occasionally in character, but overall, Sartorius won't be acting in character all the time. I'm going to break character. I'm going to break the third wall as needed. With this in mind, let's get going. I've got Fiona and Sartorius recreated in Skyrim SE, so let's pull up Skyrim Mod Organizer. First, let's go ahead and shut it down so you can see what's up here. Mod Organizer is different now. Mod Organizer 2 handles Skyrim SE, but it's a little bit different. So I'm going to show you a couple things about installation, just real informally about what's going on. And of course, it's on my games drive. Come on. Actually, a better way of doing this. Let's do this. Open up my Skyrim Special Edition folder. And when I had to install Mod Organizer 2, I had to install under Common because whenever I installed it under Special Edition, it freaked out. It could not handle it. So I installed it under Mod Organizer 2, and it handles it just fine. Basically, everything's here, and then the special edition's outside of it. So it's installed under Common. When you start up Special Edition or the Mod Organizer 2, double-click, and you'll see the portable. I installed it as a portable application. If you install it as a new instance, it's going to put everything in app data. So just so you know, portable. Use portable. And there's Mod Organizer 2, and you see Mod Organizer 2, it handles most things. There are a few things that are different. The saves tab doesn't work. It's just gone. So, and then data, you can't, these BSAs, you no longer have an option to unpack the BSA. So there's that. Also on the any editor, this does not do anything. It's there, but it doesn't do anything. So if you want to make any edits, you're going to have to go through and do it through Bethany or whatever you're modifying, and do it through your documents folder on your main computer. So just so you know, any files and any edits do not work. The any configurator does not work. But for the most part, everything else does. I mean, I've got downloads. I can download from the Nexus just fine. I can do everything else just as needed. And you can see all the different executables I have. There's Loot, SSE Edit, Rybash, Bethany, Finis, Mater Smash, DynDOLOD, and TextGen. So everything is here and it all works. It works just fine. It's just occasionally that's a little unstable. So if I run SSE Edit or Finis and then run Skyrim Special Edition, the game crashes, or the Mod Organizer 2 crashes. It's a pain, but it's not so bad. Other than that, it works pretty well. I mean, you're not going to have a lot of the conflict stuff required by the BSA extraction, but you see, for the most part, it will handle everything just fine. It will tell you all the conflicts. It'll give you a lot of, still the same functionality that you expect from Mod 2. All right. Let's start going over the big stuff, what we have as far as mods installed. Now, this is probably not the most extensive list that you can have for Skyrim Special Edition, but it works for me, and I try to keep it low. It doesn't have a lot of the extra features, but, it has the essentials, and this is designed for a Let's Play video series. So Special Edition patch, yes. Modern brawl bug fix, yes. SkyHUD. This is a replacement for iHUD. It is not as feature rich, and you can't activate it. Can't activate it with just a keystroke because we don't have SKSE. But it does have a potion called a Wayfinder potion. You can pull up your compass as needed, whatever that is. And of course, I'm using the ultra small preset. But there are other presets. I keep this around just so I can have the any files, the text files, whatever else needed. So I can go ahead and refer back to them. It's just easy access. HotKey Controls. This is a great little mod. It allows you to hotkey your favorites menu. Now, it's not complete. Obviously, you only have 1 through 9. I haven't even tried 0. Maybe I should try 0. But anyways, it allows you to a little more functionality. It opens up your keyboard a little bit. Not as much as some of the other ones to allow you to do it with a controller like SKSE had, but it works well enough. Dolomite versus Vivid Weathers. Vivid Weathers was always my standby on the Legendary Edition, but after playing with Dolomite Weathers for a while, I like it better than Vivid Weathers for Special Edition. For a couple different reasons. The God Rays are much better. Much better. Also, the fogs in Dolomite is absolutely fantastic, and it has a lot of other visual effects through Dolomite that Vivid Weather doesn't have, and I just like the look of the game. Now, I do adjust it a bit for saturation, contrast, those sort of things using the Imaginator, and it works just fine that way. When you see the game, it will look pretty good. Minty's Lightning, very good. Even though I don't see it very often with Dolomite. SkyUI 2.2. There's a number of videos out there. I think I actually have one for Skyrim Special Edition on how to install SkyUI 2.2. It works fairly well. It doesn't have the categorized favorites menu, and there are other categorized favorites menus out there. I just felt that it was a little too cumbersome to deal with on a regular basis since this isn't a full Let's Play. I mean, this isn't a full gameplay. This is just me playing for Let's Play. Kill the Orchestra because I need to have no music in the background. Static Mesh Improvement, now we're getting into textures and models, forms the basis, followed by Skyrim Realistic Overhaul, which is it's out there. It's not on the Nexus, but it is out there. Noble Skyrim and the Smid patch, you can get Noble Skyrim from the Skyrim Nexus. It's not on the SE, but they have a special download under the Downloads tab that you can get Special Edition and the Smid patch to go along with it. Majestic Mountains look really nice. It's very rough, so I like it a lot. And Blended Roads, just to smooth things out a little bit. Trees. Skyrim Floor Overhaul versus Simply Bigger Trees. And I added Realistic Aspen. This can go either way, of course, but Skyrim Floor Overhaul, I decided against it, even though I love the tree variety. I was having issues with LOD, even with DynDOLOD, and even with all the work I put into DynDOLOD to try and make it work. I was having tree texture changes, so they would be very dark from a distance, and then as you got up to them, they flushed out and then became lighter in color. So it was LOD pop-in that was killing me. With Simply Bigger Trees by Fading Signal, it works very, very well, and the LOD pop-ins are very, very subtle. So, you get all the benefits of having the big trees, but less LOD pop-in, which bugs the crap out of me. HD tree blocker, not a big deal. Verdant versus Vadosbrum. I like Verdant. It's very nice, but it's also a FPS whore. Vadosbrum is also very good. It has a little bit of patterning. If you look at it, grass from a distance, you can very slightly see a patterning there, especially in the tundra area around Whiterun. But overall, it looks very nice. If you're not going to be sitting and staring at the grass for a long time, that's fine. I'm not going to go into exactly what I installed, but I installed M's mix, I think. Landscape fixes for grass mods. Basically, it removes some of the grass from certain areas, changes the coding on it, so it allows you to do it. Allows you to see path, because Verdant was covering over a bunch of paths, and Vados Broom at the setting I have it at, which is kind of medium-high setting for grass, covered some. This fixed that. Paper maps. I tried a Quality World map Vivid with roads, and I tried Quality World map paper. And then I finally set it on the brand new Warburg's Paper World map. I'll just show you that to you on the Nexus so you can get an idea. Paper World map for SSE Warburg. This is Warburg's famous map, and that's the one I chose. It looks great. And it works. It doesn't have any big issues other than the fact that we can talk about load order later. It needs to be at the very bottom. So I don't even include it in a smash patch or DynDOLOD. Ballistic ragdolls and force. You can see I started out with some things and left them in here just so you can see them. Belt fastened quivers, of course, is the old standby. Came out right away. Realistic ragdolls and force and XP32 MSSE to get you swords on the back, quivers on the behind the small of the back, that sort of thing. And you kind of need it for Finis, which is much lower down the road. Okay, 360 Walk and Run Plus. I had it, but I replaced it because I did some animation mod conversions to SSE. And these are all Super Tintins, or Super Tintin. It's fewer tin. Super Tintins mods from Skyrim that I converted from old Skyrim into SSE. And I'm going to have a video describing how that is done. And, of course, I have 8 idols for male and female. Just the way it's broken out, I needed to have both. And then movement, male and female. Those are the 360 movements. So I didn't need this one anymore. I'll go into these later. There are reasons for that. Of course, you need, after you install these, you need to run Finis. Wiko, Windsung Immersive Character Overhaul is the basis for all the character faces and face gen information. It's basically just the standard. I like it better than some of the other ones out there, and I went through SSE edit and made the edit changes so nobody's essential. And I followed that up with Skysight skins. I just like the way the male skins look for the bodies and the shapes and whatnot. It just looks better. Beards, lore-friendly hair. This is actually not one that's been converted. This is a straight texture over because it doesn't have ESP. It's just a straight texture over. So I didn't have any problems with it. It looks fine. No problems there. True Eyes, I liked a lot. Bellyaches Animal Creature Pack. That's another model and texture. Works just fine. I think it's on SSE now. Holgar's Additional Vanilla Hair SE. Thank God for that because, quite frankly, Sartorius wouldn't have his hair. Real Brows UNP Armors SSE. Provides the meshes for the bodies, and of course Fiona's body is a UNP body. And then you have aMidianBorn Book of Silence armors, and of course down here you have weapons, unique items. These are straight port overs from the Skyrim Nexus. These are not, I did not have to do any conversions. They work just fine. Gamwich's Rusted Clothing, obviously awesome. Leon Wolf's Better Shaped Weapons, SE, improved close face elements, SE, Skyrim sizes, SE. This allows the height differentials between the different races, if you're wondering. And then you get down to the lighting mods. I settled on, once again, relighting Skyrim, SSE, and Enhanced Lighting Special Edition. I just like the way they look. ELFX and some of the other lighting mods are okay, but I just like the way these look, especially together. Certain areas are dark enough. That's all I got to say. It looks best for me. I Need will be in the playthrough just because I didn't feel like taking it out. Don't ask me why. CLARALUX SSE, light post, controllable lighting everywhere, works real great. Imaginator, I talked about that for changing the world contrast, saturation, that sort of thing. Combat Evolved for SSE, I went ahead and installed it just to make combat a little harder, but of course you have Violence, the Kill Move mod SE. I talked about aMidianBorn and Book of Silence for weapons and armors. Designs of the Nords. This is banners and whatnot. Dawn of the Dawnguard armor, models and textures. Is this? I don't even remember if this is. Yeah, this is the. I think this is on SSE. I can't remember. CL Ebony Weapons. This is a texture replacer available on Skyrim, not for SE. I went ahead and it works just fine. Ars Metallica, Arthmore's famous mod. Fused equipment. I'm not even sure what this does. It seemed like a really good idea when I read it and I installed it and I never took it out. Of course, you get Ordinator and Ice Ion. Got to have it. Skyrim Unbound to restart it and to delay dragons. Thunderchild, Apocalypse, Aurora, all NI Scions, or what we will now call NI Skyrim. Convenient horses, just because it makes things a little easier, even if you do have to do a little tutorial phase. Campfire. I left Campfire in because I want some of the things that are in it, like tents and things like that. With that in mind, you notice Frostfall is installed, but I did not have it active on either of the two characters. I may change my mind on that, and you'll let me know if there's, for whatever reason, that you want to see me struggle with the cold and whatnot in a very quick Let's Play. It's not a survival type game for me when I do Let's Plays, but it does. It just basically interferes with storytelling, so I leave it off. But if you want it on and you want to see me struggle with cold and whatnot, that's fine. Notice board, because it's just a lot of fun to have. Cloaks of Skyrim is very important, and Winter is Coming. Cloaks, very important. Wearable Lanterns by Chesco. Needed, absolutely needed. Immersive Armors. Hoth Trooper 44, very, very good. I wish he had immersive weapons, but Scout Armor. Scout Armor SE Heavy. This is a converted mod. If you remember from the original Legendary Edition for Skyrim Short Stories, Sartorius wore a special set of armor, and it was called Scout Armor. And it has not been ported over to Special Edition. I ported it over myself. I went ahead and ported it over. It's very easy. I will do a video on how to port over simple mods in the future to let you know that. And then I made all the any edit, or not the any edits. I went to SE Edit and changed it over entirely to heavy armor because I want Sartorius to be a heavy armor user. Scout Armor is light armor. So I went ahead and converted it over and then made all the edits in SE Edit. So you have heavy armor now. Triss Armor, that's Fiona's armor that was now available for SE. More Weapons Please is a weapons mod that adds more weapons because we don't have immersive weapons. Craftable Crossbows and Bolts for all, because I want Sartorius to be a crossbow user without having to join the Dawnguard. Bandoliers, gotta have them. Zeroko's Swords collection is very, very good. I liked it a lot. We'll just leave it at that. Iron Dragon Shield is available on SE. It is also a very good mod. I just like the armor, or the way the shield looks. Grandmaster Ursine Armor. I was going to, when on my personal playthrough, Sartorius and some of my other characters were using Grandmaster Ursine Armor. It just looks good. But to be consistent with the previous, Sartorius is wearing Scout Armor. So it's still in here just because I like it. Somebody other NPC may get it. Journeyman Armor is one I converted over again because I wanted certain clothing pieces and armor pieces for that. Unique Uniques is there. Summer Mist, Enhancement of Skyrim, another NI Scion mod. Smithing Oils. Smithing Oils is kind of a new mod that came out that replaces potions. If you don't want to go into alchemy, Smithing Oils will replace it. Think of it kind of like Witcher 3 oils to go on your weapons. You can create oils to drink and to put on your weapons that replace potions for fighter type characters. And because Sartorius doesn't do alchemy, that makes sense. 3D NPCs, Interesting NPCs by Chris Takahashi, is not available on the Nexus, but it is available on 3dnpc.com. There is an SSE version, so it works just fine. Inigo, I've decided Inigo is going to follow Sartorius around because I think he's funny. Fiona, this is my companion mod that I created in the creation kit for the Legendary Edition, and I went ahead and ported her over into the Special Edition, which took a little bit of doing, by the way, but she looks okay. She doesn't look the same as she did. She looks different now. But for just background character, when I need her, she'll be there. Immersive Patrols and OBSE, Organized Bandits in Skyrim, just because I want more people. Cutting Room Floor. Forgotten City is a mod, a quest mod that we'll be doing. Jägersfeld is in there because I want someplace to store all my crap. And this works very well for an off-screen, non-recorded play type stuff, just so I can hold things. Breezehome by Lupus, this will be Fiona's home. White River Priory is not available on the special edition. I went ahead and ported it over, and there you go. It's because this was the impetus for me to learn how to port mods over, because I wanted this priory. It was Satorius' base of operations. Solitude Tower of the Wolf, that's his Solitude home, and Rhoda, this is Eleonora's house mod. I wanted a house near Windhelm. Immersive Citizens AI overhaul, I just still like the way it works, and it handles all of the flee for your life stuff. Realistic Water 2, up and going. It just works. It just works really well. Wet and Cold, because I like some of the effects. EFF, Extensible Fallout Framework, because with a bunch of companions available from the 3D NPC, and I had to convert the patch over as well. It works just fine. You can't see it because it's not really here. Relationship Dialogue Overhaul adds more voices. Immersive Sounds Compendium, I just liked it. And then we get into 4's new idol, which we talked about on the animation stuff. You got to have Finis to run all the other stuff like XPSE. So you have that. DynDOLOD. DynDOLOD is up and running. It works. You have to do a lot of research, but it does work. Some things are different. It's not quite as good, just from the dynamic distance overhaul, LOD. It doesn't have the dynamic features because it doesn't have SKSE, but my God, it looks fantastic. Text gen output, we needed that for DynDOLOD. Smash patch, I'm no longer using merge patches and bash patches. I use a smash patch. I believe Michael from GamerPoets is doing a video on smash patches. Wait for that. I'm not even going to get into it. It took me too long to figure out, and he's going to do a video in conjunction with Mador that works very, very well. And the DynDOLOD output. There you go. That's the mod list. The load order on the right is basically just me working things out from past information. Loot helped quite a bit, and most of it is loot sorted. Of course, this is the standard thing. EFF dialogue is kind of a weird placement. Loot puts Empire up, but I found that EFF doesn't work correctly if it's not one of the last ones. Don't ask me why. It just didn't want to work properly. So I had to push it down. Smash patch for everything above this level. Everything above this level is smash patched in. Then DynDOLOD, which I removed from the smash patch because I don't want it there. And then, of course, Warburg's paper map comes last. It is not smashed in because it just doesn't work right if it's anywhere else. And to get it in the smash patch, you had to have it higher up, and it just didn't want to work right. Just the way Warburg's works. It's the way it is. So Paper World map is on its own at the very last, and it works. It's very, very pretty. That's one of my last editions. So what is there anything else I want to tell you? Oh, downloads. These are all the mods I went ahead and converted over. I think there's one missing here. I think the patch for EFF is not on this list. I think it's probably hidden. I don't want to go find it. Fiona Follower converted. E-Oat. W. Dovahkiin's Journeyman Armor. 3D NPC Don't Call Me Dragonborn. White River Priory. The Realistic Animation Project. And the Realistic Animation Project for Movement and Idols. And I will have a video, by the way, on how to convert animation mods to SE. I'll have a video on that as well. And of course, Scout Armor, we talked enough about that. That's it. I got anything else to tell you? No. If there are certain mods that you want to see installed, talk to me. If you have another mod that you don't know about and how to install it, I'll look into it. I'll set up a dummy profile for working on that and get back to you. Just ask me. I'm just finding out that most of the stuff with Skyrim Special Edition is super easy to install. There's just not a lot of things to tell you. Some of the conversion stuff I will definitely get into, and that'll be included in new episodes of Skyrim Special Edition Modding Guide. So that's all I got. Like I said, informal stuff. My name's Cal. I'm from Dirty Weasel, and I'm signing off.